Heels. My name is Ashlyn Torrey, if you haven't been here before, and if you have, welcome back. Today I want to dive into the biggest mistakes I see beginner heels and burlesque dancers make. Even though these mistakes might seem small, they add up to really big shifts in our dancing. When we fix them, you're going to feel the difference, you're going to see the difference in your dance videos. Hopefully you're just going to feel more confident overall dancing in heel and dancing burlesque. Which brings me to my program, Confidence, the Heels Method. It is officially open for enrollment for the summer round, and if you want to build the confidence on and off the dance floor that we're going to be talking about in this video, if you really want to see the improvements in your dancing or simply get started on your heels and burlesque journey, you can click the link below in the description to learn more about Confidence. And without further ado, let's dive into these mistakes and how to fix them. So the first mistake that I see is the type of heels that babes are wearing to class. The heel that you wear is the instrument for your music. It is the tool that you're using for your art, which is dance in this case. So we want to make sure that we are wearing a heel that not only feels good and looks good, but is going to be helping us in our dancing. It is going to provide balance, stability, and safety for our dancing. So this beautiful heel that I have in my hand, though really pretty, is not a good heel to dance in. A few reasons why. First of all, if you are a new dancer, starting on a stiletto, starting on a thin heel is going to be really hard for you to balance in. As you can see in heels and burlesque, it requires a lot of balance. It requires us to be really stable, and it also requires us to be really safe. And if we're not stable and if we're not balanced, we're not safe, and that could result in injury. So the number one thing you want to look for is either a thick, shorter heel or a smaller stiletto like the one that I have on. These shoes are specifically from Burlesque, the only dance heel I recommend, and they have heels from beginner level to advanced. These are a more intermediate and advanced heel because the stiletto is smaller, but they also do have a shoe, which I will link below for you, that is more thick. The heel is thicker, it has a more wide base, and that is going to give you a lot more stability. Also, something else that I don't like about this heel is that it has a closed toe. And as you can see, my shoes right now have an open toe. This allows you to really connect with the floor, especially when we're coming into our bevels, like we talk about so much in our classes, or when we are taking heels walks. If we're spinning on the floor, this is easy to get stuck with, and especially when you're doing floor work and things like that. So having this closed toe is just not great. The third thing that I don't like about this heel is that it doesn't have any support around your ankle. What I love about a bootie is that it comes all the way from the front of the ankle to the back of the ankle. And again, it's making you feel really stable and solid, especially when we start doing hair whips and things like that. So the biggest mistake I see, number one, is wearing the wrong type of heel. When you fix that, you are going to feel so much better dancing. The second mistake that I see in heels and burlesque dancers is looking down. Now, this is something that happens a lot when we are focusing on choreography. We're trying to get the technique. Maybe we're in an in-person class and we're thinking about so much. But what happens when we look down at the floor instead of looking out and up is it brings our gaze forward, which brings our body and our balance forward, tossing us off balance. So you really want to make sure that your eyes are always up. Our eyes are such a vehicle for performance in dance class, and so when we are not using our eyes, we're missing out on a huge piece of the performance. This is how we connect with the audience. This is how we connect with the camera. So being aware of your eyes and making sure that you're not looking down is really important. I know we want to make sure that our feet are going in the right place or that we're doing the right things with our lower body, but by looking down, you're actually going to confuse yourself so much more. So try to just keep the gaze lifted as much as possible, and the more eye contact that you give the audience, the camera, or even yourself in the mirror, the more powerful that you're going to feel. And this goes into the third mistake that I see with heels dancers, is that our weight is too far forward. So what happens, we look down and then all of a sudden our weight falls forward and we end up on our toes. Especially when we're dancing in a heel, you want your weight equally distributed between the front of the heel and the back of the heel most of the time, depending on the move. So even when I come into a heels walk, when I'm walking forward, I'm not pushing myself too far forward. I've really got a strong, stable base between both parts of my foot, and I'm also really using the thighs to squeeze as well. This is another thing too. So we have hair whips that we go into. a lot of times in the hair whip, that's where we tend to fall forward. So let's say we were doing this type of hair whip where we drop it down and then we hair whip it up, right? So what happens is I see babes fall forward here and then they can't get up into their hair whip. Yes, because their weight is too far forward. So instead of putting my weight all the way on my toes when I'm doing a hair whip, like this one specifically, I'm putting my weight back in my booty. Yes, so that's the key. It's not just the heel. It's not just putting your weight in the back of the heel, because then that'll tip you backwards, but it's really pushing your weight back into the booty. So when I drop it down, boom, I'm all the way back here, and when I whip it up, boom, my weight is still back here, and that's what keeps me from toppling. Same in this classic heels hair whip, when I've got my weight in one leg, bent leg, straight leg. Yeah, we talk about this a lot. When I'm in this bent leg, if I go this way, yeah, I'm gonna fall. And if I put all my weight in my toes, I'm gonna fall. Instead, I'm using the supporting booty to keep me stable, so that way when I go down, also I'm going down and up. I'm not going forward and up, because when you go forward, you topple. So I'm going straight down, boom, all my weight is in this supporting booty cheek, and same thing with the other side. So when we look up and when we make sure that our weight is equally distributed and we're not balancing too far forward on the toes or even too far back on the heels, that nice balance is where you're gonna feel the most stable. Another mistake that I see with dancers is, especially in our bevel or when we are standing, getting ready to dance, or even if there's a moment in the music where there's like a pause, I often see either feet slightly apart, so like this, or I see this, which is like the worst. Yeah, when we are dancing in a heel, anytime our feet are together, for the most part, they are together, honey. Yes, so we have our bevel, which is such an essential part of our dancing, and I will link below for you a video I did all about bevels, because they are so important. But briefly, what I'm doing, my heels are together, my toes are apart. So let's say I'm getting ready to dance. Yes, I'm not standing like this, or like this, or like this. Yeah, this looks like I'm just kind of waiting for the choreography to start. And then this looks like I really don't know what's happening. Yes, and also too, like if you do these things, it's okay. Like, especially if we don't have dance background or training, it's okay that you do them. It's just the knowledge to fix them, right? When you have the knowledge and the tools, then you can improve and fix them. And this is all about improving, okay? So we are not standing like this, or this, yeah, or this. We're not standing like this. We are in our bevel. This shows confidence. You can literally stand on stage like this and people would throw money at you because you're so hot. Yes, so we want this long, nice line when we stand in our heels. Also when we walk too, not just walking like normal, but we're coming through our bevel every single time we walk, and that creates this more like slinky, sensual movement. Now let's talk about some things that are a little bit more focused on floor work. So we have a move in heels and burlesque that is called a slow and sexy squat, yeah? And what I want to talk about with this slow and sexy squat is posture, just heels posture in general. Because the biggest mistake that I see is babes going into this move, yeah, like this. Yeah, with a round back and booty is not arched and they are just chilling, okay? That is just not, this is not cute. Because I'm rounded, right? And I look like I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, so when I'm doing my slow and sexy squat like this, the difference is even if my booty is facing the back, yeah, even if my booty is facing this way, what's happening from the side is I have a little booty tooch, my chest, my shoulders are pulled forward, and I'm sliding down, kind of with the head almost tilted back. This is the position that I end in. If I want to do some booty pops here, if I want to do some rolls, I can do it. I really believe that when you fix your posture and your posture is on point when you're dancing in a heel, it's going to change the entire look of your dancing, but especially in this move. So posture, again, my spine is arched, my booty is tooched, my shoulders are rolled back, my core is still engaged, and my head is a little bit tilted, boom, one way or the other. Yes, and I have really wide palms when I go down into my slow and sexy squat. This is a transition move to the floor. This is why we use this move. You can do all kinds of things from this position. And we want to look good in those in-between moments when we're dancing in a heel, when we're dancing burlesque. A lot of times I just see babes going from move to move. It's a big mistake that I see as well. Just getting from point A to point B, but the in-between isn't there. So they'll hit a move, and then it'll be kind of like, okay, let's get to the next move. And it's like, no, actually every move that you do transitions into the next one, and it's gonna make a huge difference how you move in the in-between. Now, the last mistake that I see so much when babes are new to dancing in a heel or dancing burlesque is the sin of all sins in heels class, not pointing your toes. So there are a few places where we really want to make sure that we point our toes, and that's anytime really when the foot is off the ground for a specific amount of time, or if we are doing like a line or something with our body. So let's just talk about a few places it comes up often. The first one is if we lift the leg, yeah? So a lot of times I will see this. This is like cowboy leg instead of like a passe, yes? And so you can see my toe is pointed so much. And pointing our toe in a heel, and I'm gonna show you this on the floor and you'll be able to feel it a little bit better. You can point it, yeah? A lot of times people say, no, I can't point it. You can't, because this is like kind of a semi-flexed foot. This is a pointed toe. You can see the difference. And then this is just really flexed, which is just really bad, yeah? So here we go passe, pointed toe. Another time that this happens a lot is on the floor, because on the floor we have so many lines with our legs, and one of them is just in a simple leg lift. So a lot of times I will see this, yeah, so not cute. Point that toe, yes, we point it down, good, amazing. Yeah, so anytime the leg comes up, I keep that toe pointed the whole time. And especially when we're doing something, like let's say we're doing like a line split or something like this, my toes are pointed. If I'm gonna do any type of roll with the leg, my toes are pointed. Yes, it's so important. Legs straight up, toes are pointed, not flexed. And then another spot that this happens is in this move right here. We come in this spot a lot, dancing in a heel, whether it's with a hair whip or whether it's a transition for another move. Oh my gosh, this happens all the time, you guys, where I see the flexed feet. And something that my mentor used to say, we are not having babies, we are making babies here, yes? So you wanna think about this being a sexy moment, not this, yes? So toes pointed, chest lifted, same thing, posture, 10 out of 10. All right, my loves, amazing job. I hope this video helped you and you were able to fix any mistakes that you were maybe making unintentionally in your dancing. And now you can take these tips into choreography classes, technique classes, and you're gonna feel so much better dancing. And if you wanna take this to the next level, if you really want to turn from a beginner to an intermediate dancer, if you want to get started on your dance journey, if you want to build the confidence on and off the dance floor that I know you can, click the link below to learn more about Confidence. Enrollment is open just for a few more weeks, and I would love to have you in this next round. And if you want to continue on, I have so many YouTube classes here on the channel that will build off of these foundations that we talked about today, and I will link those below for you as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you babes to the moon back, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.